All right, Krishna, everyone. This is the acyuta-bhava from Nightlight Astrology. And today I'm fielding another great question from one of you that came in. This one, another question about prayer. I did one recently I recorded something on intercessory prayer. In this video, I'm going to talk about praying for your enemies. So this question is about praying for our enemies. I asked how to find the strength to do that. Honestly, I guess the right question would be how to be able to pray for our enemies and mean it. I mean, I'd like to mean it. I would want to find the state of mind to really mean it, but it's not so easy. So is it good enough for God that I want to mean it? Yes. What a great question, first of all. What a thoughtful, beautiful question. I love when people's questions, oftentimes God loves our questions more than any answer that God could give, because our questions are the showing of our heart, and in that question, in that very question, the care, the concern, the sincerity, all of those things, that is the sweetness that God sees in the question, and that is what God takes from us. So, God sees us for what we are. God sees the essence, not the superficial. If the essence of our prayer is, God, I want to pray to you, but I'm kind of bored by prayer, or God, I want to really love you, but I don't really know how to do that or what it looks like, or God, I want to love my enemies or pray for those who would want to do harm to me, but I'm really having a hard time doing that. Can you know can you can you accept a half-baked request? You know what I mean? I, my personal experience, what the scriptures say, what my teachers have taught me, is that is absolutely delightful to God. That in fact, because it's so honest, right? And it's the honesty of where we're at and what we offer. If we offer in our hearts, God, I want to pray for some politician that I don't like, or God, I want to pray for my boss, but he's a jerk, or God, I want to pray for my spouse, so they're trying to ruin my life. We're getting a divorce. Whatever. We deal with people and things that are so difficult, and if we say in our hearts to God, I know that I need to pray for them and love them, but I don't know how. Can you help me with it? And you just keep praying that prayer, and you're sincere about wanting to get better at something, or you're sincere about wanting to care or love people, or wanting to pray for your enemies. That prayer is as good as praying for your enemies. And in time, it becomes better. And in time, it becomes more real. In time, the compassion becomes more embodied. But you have to trust and have faith that the intention, the seed to be the soul, or to inhabit a kind of consciousness that is higher and closer to God, that in time will pay off, because God will keep watering us and bringing us up toward the light of his goodness, knowledge, truth, beauty, compassion, harmony. Those things come when we stay sincere about the desire to have them come in our life. Like my guru says, when we sit down and chant every day, we don't sit down and try to chant perfectly. We try to sit down and chant sincerely. And it's the sincerity that in time leads to the perfection of the prayer, you could say. And the perfection is not a static thing. You could say that the perfection is an ongoing thing. It becomes more ecstatic as we go along. So, it's not easy to do a lot of things in spiritual life in the beginning, but even if we have just the relentless, stubborn persistence to keep showing up and talking to God and wanting to inhabit the right things, it's just as good. And for example, in the New Testament, Jesus also says that, if people think about something sinful in their minds, they've already sinned. The essence of another, and that's not to be a perfectionist, to be hard on us, but it is to say that God sees the intention and the sincerity that we have or not. And so if there's sincerity there and you just keep showing up, God really cultivates that and brings the best out of us in time. So that is my response to that one. My personal prayer is for my enemies typically is very quiet. It's not very loud, but when I feel myself getting frustrated, if I can remember, I will simply take a moment and, try to say a prayer for them. And the prayer is not that they become something that I want them to become, or that they do something, or that a certain outcome is reached. It's just, help me to love them, and please bring them closer to you, because that is the ultimate good for all souls. All right. So at any rate, and not by the way, bring them closer to you in comparison to me. Like I'm so close to you, but they're so far away. Bring them, not like that. Just that you have to be, at least try to muster the sincere desire that they become closer to God and that more of their own divine qualities come out. And if you pray that sincerely without any resentment and any attachment like that, and even if you say it's hard for me to want this for this person, but that's probably the right thing. So if you could help them with that, help me want the best for them, all of it counts. All right, that's what I've got. Be sure to check out that Bhakti community site. Really great, valuable resource for you. I hope that this talk has been beneficial. Certainly, if you have any questions that you'd like me to tackle, leave them in the chat box or feel free to email me info@nightlightastrology.com. Hare Krishna.